A small town boy with big dreams. Chris grew up in Byron Bay, a quiet seaside town in Australia. Surfing, sports, and beaches filled his days. But deep inside, he carried a secret dream to become an actor. Problem was, nobody believed in him. Neighbors laughed. Hollywood? From here? Don't be ridiculous. Even classmates snickered whenever he talked about acting. But Chris kept imagining himself on the big screen, even when it seemed impossible. Determined, Chris took acting classes and auditioned for anything he could find. Soap operas, commercials, background roles. Rejection followed him everywhere. Casting directors told him, "You don't have the look we want. Not enough charisma. We'll call you." Probably not. Worse? His brothers were also in the industry, and sometimes they got further than him. Chris? Stuck with minor, forgettable roles. At one point, he couldn't even afford his rent. Nights were spent staring at the ceiling, whispering to himself, maybe they're right. Maybe I'll never make it. But deep down, a fire burned. Then came the role that could change everything. Thor. Marvel was holding auditions worldwide. This was the shot, the chance. Chris gave it everything and failed. Rejected. Again. And to twist the knife deeper, his younger brother, Liam Hemsworth, was shortlisted for the role. Imagine that sting. Watching your own brother almost land the role of a lifetime while you're left in the dust. Chris admitted later that this was the moment he almost quit. But here's where the story shifts. Marvel wasn't fully convinced about Liam either. So, they decided to bring Chris back for one more try. This time, Chris changed everything. He trained harder, ate, slept, and breathed Thor. When he walked into that audition room, he wasn't just Chris anymore. He carried himself like the god of thunder. Casting directors were stunned. One of them reportedly said, "That's him. That's Thor." And just like that, the role was his. 6 months of brutal training followed. Chris pushed his body to the limit. Every day in the gym, he told himself, they thought I couldn't do it. Now I'll prove them wrong. When Thor premiered in 2011, audiences around the globe were blown away. Overnight, Chris Hemsworth became a superstar. Fans cheered. Kids dressed up as Thor for Halloween. The boy from Byron Bay, now the god of thunder. But the sweetest part, the very industry that had once rejected him, now couldn't get enough of him. Still, Chris didn't let himself get comfortable. Hollywood loves typecasting, and he didn't want to be just another superhero. So he pushed for more. In Rush, he transformed into a Formula One driver, earning critical praise. In Extraction, he became a hardened soldier, delivering one of Netflix's biggest hits. Each role was a message to those who doubted him. I can be more than you ever imagined. But here's the real kicker. Chris's ultimate revenge wasn't just fame. It was living life on his own terms. Instead of drowning in Hollywood parties, he moved back to Australia with his wife and kids. Surfing, family dinners, simplicity. In interviews, he often says, "Fame and success only matter if you stay true to your family and real values." The same guy people mocked for dreaming too big was now choosing peace, family, and authenticity, things money can't buy. So what's the sweetest revenge? Not just becoming Thor, not just building a career that silenced every critic. It was proving that the boy from a small town, the one too ordinary for Hollywood, could rise higher than anyone expected and still stay grounded. Imagine those old neighbors now, the classmates who laughed, the casting directors who said no. All of them, switching on the TV, seeing Chris Hemsworth as the face of one of the world's biggest franchises. That's revenge money can't buy. Chris's journey teaches us something powerful. Rejection doesn't mean the end. Sometimes the breakthrough comes just when you're ready to give up. And the real hero isn't just the one on the screen. It's the one who values family, humility, and never forgetting where he came from. If this story gave you chills, Smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying comeback or revenge you've ever witnessed? And of course, subscribe for more stories that prove sometimes karma just needs a little push.